Welcome back to another video. I hope you're real excited. If you've heard the news, I'm sure you're super excited because Apple today announced their brand new iPad Pros, their brand new MacBook Airs, and then a kind of refreshed Mac Mini that nobody really cared about, and I don't really care about either. Not the Mac Mini, it's a good product, but the update was pretty minuscule. So let's get started. So today, about from its recording date, 5 hours ago, Apple released, this recording date, 5 hours ago, Apple released their brand new MacBook Airs, iPad Pros, and slightly updated iPad Mac Mini. I'm forgetting everything, but I'll put up timestamps somewhere here, and it'll tell you, and also in the description there'll be timestamps where if you're interested in a certain product, I'll give you a little bit of an overview. We really don't know that much information yet because nobody's really gotten the product, and some of the products like the Magic Keyboard on the iPad Pro won't be released till May. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's get started. Start off with the iPad Pro. So Apple refreshed their iPad Pro today. I think it's called the A12Z chip. I think it's supposed to be a modern version of X. Maybe A13, I forgot the chip name, but it's supposed to be fully redesigned, and from what we've seen from the A12X chip in the previous iPads, it's really super powerful, and it really blows us away. So Apple usually puts a slightly more powerful chip in their iPads, in their iPad Pros, because it's their Pro product, and it probably costs, the product is a lot more. Monetarily wise, but it is a very good product, and their chip, they're basically making a statement with the other things that it's really trying to become a computer, and Apple may in the future release ARM MacBook Pros, but it's showing us what they can do, and they even said in their product promo, and Apple usually doesn't do this, they don't usually compare themselves to other products, they're like, oh, they're on a different category from other products, but they said it's way faster than most Windows computers. So that's a pretty big statement to make. So we have to see from the Geekbench scores whenever they get released, but you can order it today, and I think it's coming in a little while, but all Apple stores are closed. But you can order it online, and they also have a number in case you need help ordering and all of that stuff. But it comes with the same Apple Pencil, but they have a brand new chip, and the chip looks pretty good. I think it's an 8-core GPU. So if Apple can do that, and especially their CPUs are so powerful, they should really think about bringing that to their computers. They're currently relying on Intel, and they have very little control over what the CPUs are going to be like. But they'll have much more control, and the optimization will really be amazing if they design their own chips. And another thing that happened during the refresh is the iPad Pro's camera got upgraded, and it now has these two cameras with one wide camera and one ultra wide camera. We heard rumors of three cameras on it, but we didn't really get it. But they had a LiDAR sensor, similar to Waymo's electric cars, a LiDAR sensor, and the LiDAR sensor helps detect AR. So if they're really trying to push out this AR capability, it could really become, Apple could be a big motive for the whole market to change into an AR field for many products, such as buying things online. You could see when Apple released their new Mac Pros, you could actually take it online, and I think you can still do it. You can put it on your desk. You can see how it looks in your desk. And then they also had the brand new Magic Keyboard and trackpad, and that was like their really big highlight of their event. So they had a Magic Keyboard that's connected, and the iPad Pro actually floats above the keyboard. So when you're typing, they said it's supposed to be a bit more relaxed, and they've totally redesigned the keyboard and the trackpad, and it's made it much better and way easier to use. And I kind of mentioned it, but I don't think you guys got it. iPad OS, it's not iOS anymore, has a mouse. The same mouse thing on it that you can use, and there's a mouse on it. So that means you can use it to move things around, and you can use it similar to a different mouse. So basically, It's similar to a regular mouse, but it doesn't have the old-fashioned Apple black strip around it and the white in the center. It's really redesigned. It's like a small gray ball based on what we saw from Apple's promo videos. Nobody has it yet because they didn't have a vendor due to current coronavirus concerns. Even though Apple's newsroom published an article a little while ago about how Apple's responding to the coronavirus outbreak, but basically by what we see, it seems like a pretty powerful computer now, because it has a mouse, a trackpad, not a mouse, a trackpad. I think there's going to be support, based on what they said, there's going to be an update to iPad OS that will allow support for mouses, so I think we should test it out. I'm going to probably see if it works. I'm going to take a regular Magic Mouse, but Apple has a Magic Mouse, and the one which you use on your Mac, your iMac, and we'll see if we can connect it, and we'll see how it works before we get the new iPad Pros coming out. But their Magic Keyboard, the one which is floating with the new keyboard and trackpad, will only be released in May. And I think it's $200 for a keyboard. It's a bit of an expensive thing on top of the current iPad, which starts at $799. So it's a big expense, but I think they're really trying to aim it at the corporate sector, or at people not really that are editing videos, per se, because I think most people that are editing videos would use that investment in an actual computer. But I think they're really inching it so close that they're really going to start cornering that market. I feel like there's nothing else that I missed, so let's move on. Let's go on to the MacBook Air. So Apple's MacBook Air just got refreshed, and it's not like a monumental refresh, like they ripped out the whole thing and redid it like they did, I think, a year ago at the event that I actually got coverage of, which was really exciting. But they didn't fully redesign. It still comes in the same 3 colors, but they made some really big things that, from like a corporate and finance perspective, make good sense and will expand their market reach. So when they refreshed their MacBook Air, the price actually jumped from Apple's price of $999 before to $1,099 when they refreshed it. Now with today's refresh, it goes back down to $999, making it more affordable for college students and other people that want more of a budget Mac, which is a lot of the MacBook Air's market. And also the storage goes up from 128 gigabytes, which is so annoying and so small. I think Apple Explained just made a video about Apple's storage problem, but it's so annoying and your Mac is always filling up. But it looks like they maybe listened to him, but I'll link his channel down below. But it has 256 gigabytes, the base model. That's a pretty good bump up, and it's a pretty good idea that they did that. And for other things that they did, they also allows you to have quad-core. So with the quad-core CPU, quad-core i7 I think they're saying, and 16 gigabytes of RAM, well, they don't have a full actual dedicated graphics card. They still have the Intel Iris Plus now, but you could probably do some pretty solid video editing on it with a quad-core CPU and a better GPU. So it would be a pretty capable machine with the current specs. So it's really taking over a lot more of the market, from lower range people, more budget options, to the people that are just starting to edit or are new to editing videos, and they want a computer which they can do both. Even though I would recommend for them to get a MacBook Pro, it's a better option in the long run to get a MacBook Pro. They've also doubled the Mac storage capabilities up to 2 terabytes. And then let's move on to the Mac Mini. I think that's it. If there's anything else, I'll post it in the description or I'll post it as a comment. But Mac Mini, super tiny refresh. They just changed the storage options. So the base storage options before is only 128 gigabytes of SSD storage. Now it's 256 gigabytes of SSD storage, the base model, for the same price. It's a bit cheaper. I think before it was a $200 upgrade. It's a bit cheaper, and I think more people will buy the Mac Mini now that it has more storage, and it could be an even more capable computer. So I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. So this is basically going to be my new schedule. I think I may do 1 or twice a week. I'll come up with a video schedule of like regular videos. And if Apple releases, or another company maybe, releases a big product that needs coverage, I can make a video about that. And I'm totally excited to do that. And you guys might have seen in a few of my videos in the description, there's been a link to a Typeform. which you can use. And if you have any ideas for videos, it would be so exciting and helpful. And I would use and I'm excited to use anyone's idea. So go down in the description. There's a Typeform where you can put in your ideas, and I'll see your ideas. So it's not all in the comments, and it can get cluttered, and I won't be able to see it. And if there's a link, you can easily put it in the Typeform, and I can read all of them. And I can respond back if you want. If you could put your email, I can respond back if you want. And I think that's it. So check out my website if you want to learn more about me, and I have a few of my channel videos there, or check out the other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions or anything. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.